May sparkly peace shower upon all of you. Welcome to this Pranayama practice. In Sanskrit, prana means life energy, which we call breath, and yama means control. Setting the intention for today's pranayama practice in this yoga class to energize our minds and gain one pointed concentration and clarity through mindful breath work. Let's prepare and focus our bodies to receive mental wisdom and spiritual enlightenment by working with our breath in a methodical manner. The purpose of this pranayama practice is to clear and enlighten our minds on a spiritual and emotional level, and at a physical level, prepare our bodies for the winter season. The two primary pranayama practices that we will be incorporating in this class generate heat in the body, clear sinuses. That's how we prepare ourselves for the winter. We will engage in Kumbhaka breathing pattern with Jalandhara Bandha and Kapala Bhatti for this purpose. So basically we are engineering our breath as per the result we want to feel in our bodies, mind and spirit. For the opening breath, so we're going to have four main breaths: the opening breath, the closing breath, and in between we're going to be involving Kumbhaka and Kapala Bhatti. With Kumbhaka, we're going to engage the Jalandhara Bandha for added retention. Let's open our pranayama class. Sit in an upright position, easy seated, head and neck in one straight line. I'm going to do the same. I was sitting in Virasana. So your hands can be in Gyan Mudra. Gyan Mudra is where your index finger and your thumbs come together and form a circle, but you face your palm downwards for 100% focus and concentration. Grounding our bodies in this easy seated position with the Gyan Mudra, we will utilize Ujjayi breath as the opening pranayama. It steadies our breathing pattern. Ujjayi pranayama balances and revitalizes the breath pattern, bringing it back to its neutral and natural system. It slows and lengthens each breath. It soothes the nervous system and mind. It creates body heat, and you will feel serene and clear by the end of the pranayama. Just avoid a lot of force in these Ujjayi breaths. Ujjayi breaths are also called ocean breaths in English. So they're like in the throat, you will just feel yourself, that they'll be creating an oceanic sound. So these are very soft breaths. Inhaling from the nose and exhaling from the nose. See how your breath evens out with each new set. With a set, I mean each inhale and exhale. Notice the oceanic sound it creates in your throat. Notice your chest expanding with each inhale and contracting with each exhale. We're nearing towards the end of our opening Ujjayi breath. You can start lengthening your exhales now for added relaxation. So your exhales are longer than the inhales, all through the nose. If you've closed your eyes, open your eyes because we're going to be moving on to our first primary breathwork practice for single pointed concentration and clarity in the mind, the Kumbhaka Pranayama practice. Kumbhaka means a pot in Sanskrit and breath retention in English. So in this breathwork, we actually hold our breath inside us like we hold something in a pot. This helps in the development of one-pointed concentration, trains the nervous system to tolerate high carbon dioxide levels, and calms and lengthens the breath to prepare it for meditation. It also purifies the lungs. There are two types of Kumbhaka, Antar and Bahar. So when we're inhaling and retaining, we're calling it Antar. And when we're exhaling and holding again, breaking it, we call it Bahar. Do not practice it and use the alternate Ujjayi breath if you have a serious cardiac and hypertension disease, if you're pregnant, or you're recovering from a recent illness, surgery, or injury. We're going to be engaging the Jalandhara Bandha with it, and I'm going to quickly tell you the benefits of Jalandhara Bandha and then the technique for both Kumbhaka and Jalandhara. So we need to understand what bandhas are. Bandhas are basically locks that bind and release, creating a situation of a dam in the body. Jalandhara Bandha stops the breath supply, holding it, and increases heat in the brain and releases the same breath to go directly to the brain through the throat lock, right? So it basically, Jal means water. It works on the water element of the body, which is saturated in the throat. It works on the thyroid area. It helps you speak up your truth. Practice leads to decreased heart rate and increased breath retention. So with Kumbhaka, we're also going to be retaining our breath, and with Jalandhara, we're also going to be retaining our breath. So it's going to be a really impactful practice. This Jalandhara Bandha balances thyroid function and regulates metabolism. It develops focus and one-pointed concentration. It helps to release anxiety. We just don't have to practice it on people who are suffering from high intracranial pressures, vertigo, high blood pressure, or heart disease. Also, when somebody is pregnant. So let's detoxify the mind and body while creating space for the new with a combination of Kumbhaka Pranayama and Jalandhara Bandha, breathwork with a lock. For Kumbhaka, which is square breathing as well, inhale to 4, hold for 4, exhale to 4, and break for 4. Increase the hold up to 16 with patience and practice. I'm going to explain the Jalandhara Bandha after the Azan finishes. Engage in Ujjayi breath for the time being. Thank you for waiting. So I just explained the technique of Kumbhaka, which is inhaling to 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and then breathing for 4. We can take the retention up to a count of 16. For the Jalandhara Bandha, look at me carefully while I tell you. You tilt the head and chin backwards, then you drop the head and chin downwards. You stretch your arms with the palms facing up, and then you crown your shoulders towards your face, locking the entire throat region. So now that I've demonstrated the Jalandhara Bandha, we're going to engage the Kumbhaka with the Jalandhara Bandha. So we're going to be taking the breath in and retaining it while we maintain the Jalandhara Bandha. And as we exhale, we break the Jalandhara Bandha as well, right? I'm going to demonstrate it for you once, and then we're going to practice this for about 5 minutes on our own. Breathing in, deep breath in, retain, release. I'm going to do this once more. Full breath in, retention, then you lock your neck, then you retain for as long as you can, and you release the lock and the breath together. Remember to be kind to your bodies. Remember that everything becomes better and close to perfection with practice, never in the first step. And this is a slightly complicated exercise, breathing exercise with a lot of benefit. So be patient with yourself. While you're retaining the breath, it's recommended to engage in meditation. It helps you count and it helps you increase your focus both. I'm already slightly sweating because it's creating heat, and especially on my face and my forehead because it's creating heat there. I also felt a couple of noises in my stomach because it also works on the abdomen. We're actually contracting our core when we contract each breath. This is a highly energizing pranayama, and you might feel vibration in your thighs as well. I'm going to do it with a couple of times counting while we're closing the mouth. Inhaling, engaging Jalandhara Bandha. 1, 2, 3, 4. Retaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Releasing to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breaking to 4. Inhaling to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Retaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Releasing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Break. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a deep breath in through the nose and deep breath out through the nose. Take a couple of Ujjayi breaths to balance out your breathing. This was a highly focused breath work, and if you've managed to get past this, you should be proud of yourself. We're going to move on to our second primary breathwork practice called Kapalabhati, which literally means the skull shining. Kapala means the skull, Bhati means light, energy. It oxygenates the digestive system, boosting bowel movements and clears sinuses as well. But in the brain, it brings clarity and immediate burst of light. Do not practice this and use an alternate Ujjayi breath if you have a serious heart condition, if you have high BP, if you have vertigo, epilepsy, stroke, hernia, gastric ulcer, a recent belly region operation up to 6 months, if you're pregnant, or if you're having your periods. This breathwork actively works on our diaphragm, abdomen and lungs, but through our brain. So remember, you develop focus by practicing it. Again, this is a slightly interesting breath work. So I'm going to first tell you how you're going to do it, then I'm going to demonstrate it, and then we're going to practice it for about 3 to 5 minutes. The best for this is if you put your hands below your breast line, just right here, on the top of your middle back. Inhale deeply from the nose and exhale in 5 up to 30 moderately paused successive exhales, and then pause, right? So in advanced practices, you can also raise your hands like this, but we're going to begin with this so we can feel what's happening to our diaphragm. I'm going to demonstrate it to you. I did 8 exhales. We can go up to 30. We're supposed to begin with 5. So in our practice, we're going to begin with 5, and we're going to try and make the pause in between each exhale just a little longer, but equal in proportion to themselves. So I'm going to give a demo once more. Do feel your diaphragm moving up and down, because that's how you're basically retaining the breath and sending it up to your brain. Inhale. This was the second demo. Now we're going to practice it for 3 to 5 minutes. You can increase the time period in between your exhales, or you can increase the number of exhales. In between, take deep Ujjayi breaths to stabilize and balance out your lungs. Increase. Actually, lift your pelvic floor and core up when you inhale. That helps you retain the inhale better. Be kind to your system if you feel dizzy, because this is a lot of airflow towards your brain. Give yourself a break, engage in Ujjayi breaths, and get back to your pranayama. I'm going to do one set with my arms raised up of 8 exhales. Feel the energy rushing between your palms. Hands down. Ujjayi breaths to relax. Moving towards closing our pranayama practice. Notice that you might be feeling a little lightheaded because a lot of unwanted thoughts have gone out of your brain, and you're focused primarily on nourishing your brain with your own internal energy, which you've retained and sent it towards your brain. Let's close our energizing breathing practice with a relaxing, calming, and nourishing belly breathing practice that has no contraindications, and you can do it anytime, even if you don't feel very healthy. I request you to gently lay your backs down on the floor. Use a light pillow below your head and heavy one below your knees if you want. Use a block on the top of your belly to notice the belly expand with each inhale and contract with each exhale. I'm going to lay down and demonstrate it here. Hands by the sides of your body like in Shavasana. Relaxed on the floor. Inhale, filling your belly with breath like a balloon, raising it up, belly towards the ceiling. Exhale all air out, belly back towards the floor. Inhale deep, belly filled like a balloon. Exhale, belly contracts. In belly breathing, when you exhale out fully, notice that your throat makes a tiring sound. Because it's completely relaxing. After a few more belly breaths, I invite you to scan your body, visit your brain, see how your body feels, notice how your brain feels. Enjoy the burst of light, enjoy the burst of single pointed attention, and the almost light, giddy feeling in your head that we so crave in our lives. Thank you for being here with me in this Pranayama class. May you always stay in gratitude. May sparkly peace shower upon all of you. I'm going to close this video and say goodbye.